here's the other thing, Ant. What your audience is about to hear, they're going to go, thank God he's not on every day. This would kill me because I'm looking right now. The Phillies, I'm not a believer yet. I'm sorry, I'm not. They got too many games against teams that are just totally awful. And the Eagles, where do I start? Are you one of these 12 win kind of guys there, Ant?
Yes, I'm all 11. You see it. You see it like best. Let me ask you. You covered this team, right?
Yeah.
You've seen them. This is not the best collection of skill guys they've ever had.
Well, see, all right. Pure talent with all the young guys they put into defensive secondary and Saquon. Yeah, they got amazing talent. And you may not agree with me because he's a paisan. Sirianni is awful. He's horrible. He had 7 weeks last year to figure out what the world knew, that there was something dysfunctional about that team. He did nothing to fix it.
Yeah.
And then he basically sold his soul to the devil to stay on with no authority over anybody.
It is weird.
He doesn't run the offense, and he's not running the defense. We know he's not doing special teams. The only thing he's doing is news conferences, and he stinks at that too. No. This is, Ant, you want the hard, cold truth? No. Ask me how many wins this year.
Oh, my God. How many wins, Ange?
5.
What?
5 wins.
No.
5 wins. No, it's at the defense. When you guys have analyzed how great this defense is, have you considered the fact that they could not cover a pass the last 2 months of last season? What makes you think they can now?
All right. So let's start offensively before we go to defense, right? So offensively, and everything you said about Sirianni is right. I've never seen a coach who comes from the offensive side of the football who is basically neutered. They're not running his offense. It's wild, right? But you get a proven play caller in Kellen Moore who at least comes in and will give Hurts answers to pressure. Little things like, hey, we got hot reads, we got motion, basic kind of things you now have. You have a bell cow back in Barkley. You have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and now you also have a third receiver in Jahan Dotson, who's a speed guy, who you can put inside the slot and outside, right? Put Devontae in the slot if you want to do that. So all those skill players is spacing on the field. Your line, you still have, now obviously Kelsey's a big loss, but you got terrific tackles, right? Really good tackles. The interior should be good, right? Obviously, until you see it, you worry about Kelsey. That said, the offense, I don't know how the offense doesn't put up points. Real points.
I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you how, because I agree. Every single thing you said, I agree with. I'll go even further and say the top 3 receivers on the Eagles on this roster is the best top 3 they have ever had in their history. That's how good these guys are, right? Are they going to finally stop the blitz? See, that's the reason they got destroyed at the end of the season was they could not figure out how to stop the blitz. And that was with Kelsey on the field. Now he's off. And I honestly believe one of the biggest reasons they signed Barkley is because he's a terrific blocker. And that he will stay back there and pick up whoever's coming through unmolested the way they did 10 times in the Tampa game. But I got to say, they never even put him on the field during the preseason because there was a light shower before a game. When did football start to worry about whether there was a dew on the grass? The dew. I don't want anyone to slip. It's football. What the hell's wrong with you people? But you're right. Offense, they're going to put points up. And don't leave out my man Hurts. I love Hurts.
Well, I was about to say, He's the key to the whole thing, right? Like he wasn't given the answers last year when it came to pressure. And listen, unless Kellen Moore is a complete idiot, right? Which I don't believe he is. He'll have the basic answers to pressure, right? And that's what it's going to come down to. Oh, the middle of the field. All he's got to do is see it, right? Use the middle of the field. Like you said, he's got Barkley to pick up, blitzing, leak out. We'll have man coverage everywhere. So that's where that's what gives me confidence in the offense. And then Hurts was healthy. His legs, as you know, are such a great weapon.
100% on all of it. And one other thing I want to say before we move any further, because you and I come from a background of journalism, these jackasses in the media who are giving Hurts a hard time for answering questions honestly, go back to school. They asked the guy, how you feeling about Sirianni? And he kind of gives a hedgy answer because it's the way he felt at the time.
Yes.
Oh, they weren't supportive enough from the coach who oversaw the worst collapse in team history. Oh, my God. And this is the problem. That kid, with the right people telling him how to play, helping him to figure all this stuff out, is going to be great. I have no doubt about it. And they will put points up this year. You're 100% right. Until Barkley inevitably gets hurt, because he gets hurt every year. And if at any point Lane Johnson goes down, cash your chips. That's over. And I'm worried. And the Kelsey thing, I don't know, man. You better have good leadership on that offensive line, because that man right there, that was as good a leader as you'll ever see in your life.
Yes.
And if they can figure that out offensively, and Kellen Moore is really good, they're going to have a lot of points on the board. The problem is going to be the other side of the ball. Big problems there. Big problems there.
Well, listen. We all silly like the mayor.